my mummy to sing. You know what I'm going to do. Very naughty, please. Gertie McDowell was gazing out toward the distant sea, and while she gazed, her heart went pit-pat, and she felt the warm flush, a danger signal always with Gertie, surging and flaming into her cheeks on account of the gentleman opposite looking, a hand in his pocket. Yes, it was her he was looking at, and there was meaning in his look. His eyes burned into her as though they would search her through and through and read her very soul. Wonderful eyes they were, superbly expressive, but could you trust them? She could see at once by his dark eyes and his pale intellectual face that he was a foreigner. Oh, the image of a photo she had had of Martin Harvey. The matinee idol, only for the moustache, which she preferred, but she could not see whether he had an aquiline nose or a slightly retroussé from where he was sitting. He was in deep mourning, she could see that. And the story of a haunting sorrow was written on his face. She would have given worlds to know what it was. He was looking up so intently, so still, and he saw her kick a ball, and perhaps he could see the bright steel buckles of her shoes if she swung them like that, thoughtfully with the toes down. And she was glad that something had told her to put on the transparent stockings. Here was that of which she had so often dreamed, and it was he that mattered. And there was joy on her face because she wanted him, because she felt instinctively that he was like no one else. The very heart of the girl-woman went out to him, her dream husband, because she knew on the instant it was him. If he had suffered, more sinned against than sinning, or even if he had himself been a sinner, a wicked man, she cared not. Even if he was a Protestant or a Methodist. Oh, she could convert him easily if he truly loved her. There were wounds that wanted healing with heart balm. She was a womanly woman, not like those other flighty girls, unfeminine that he had known, those cyclists showing off what they hadn't got. And she just yearned to know all, and to forgive all. If she could make him fall in love with her, make him forget the memory of the past, and then mayhap he would embrace her gently, like a real man, crushing her soft body to him, and love her, his own girlest girlie, for herself alone. It was getting darker, but he could see, and he was looking all the time, and there, with his hand in his pocket again, and his eyes intent and widening. Oh, look, it's the fireworks, it's the bizarre fireworks. But she didn't move. The eyes that were fastened upon her set her pulses tingling, and she looked at him a moment, meeting his glance, and then a light broke in upon her. There was white, hot passion was in that face, passion silent as the grave, and it had made her his. And at last they were left alone without the others to pry and pass her mats, and she knew that he could be trusted to the death, steadfast, a sterling man, a man of inflexible honour to his fingertips. His hands and face were working, and a tremor went over her, and she leaned back to look, far back to look, up where the fireworks were, and she caught her knee in her hands, so as not to fall back, looking up, and there was no one else to see, only him and her, and when she revealed all of her beautifully graceful shaped legs, like that, supplely soft and delicately rounded, and she seemed to hear the panting of his heart and his hoarse breathing, because she knew about the passion of men like that, hot-blooded, because Bertha Supple told her once in dead secret and made her swear that she'd never about the gentleman lodger that was staying with him out in the congested districts board. It had pictures cut out of papers of those skirt dances and high kickers, and she said he used to do something not very nice that you could imagine sometimes in bed. Oh, but this was altogether a different thing. Much different from a thing like that. There was always the difference in the world, because she could almost feel him draw her face to his, and the first quick hot touch of his handsome lips, and now she leaned back ever so far, oh, to see those fireworks. and something queer was flying about through the air, a soft thing, to and fro, dark. And she saw a long Roman candle as it went higher and higher up above the trees in the tense hush. And they were breathless with excitement as it went higher and higher. And she had to lean back more and more to look after it. High, almost out of sight. And her face was suffused with a divine and entrancing blush from straining back, and he could see her other things too, named silk knickers. That fabric that caresses the skin better than those other pettiwits, the green of 4 and 11 on account of being white. And she let him, and he saw that she saw that he saw. And then, when it went so high, it went up out of sight, and she was trembling with every limb from being bent so far back, and he had a full view high up above her knee. No one, not even on the swing or wading, and she wasn't ashamed, and he wasn't either, to look in that immodest way like that, because he couldn't resist the sight of the wondrous revealment half offered like those skirt dances, behaving so immodest before gentlemen who were looking. And he kept on looking, and she would have fain cried to him chokingly, held out her snowy, slender arms for him to come and to feel his lips laid on her white brow, the cry of a young girl's love, a little strangled cry wrung from her, that cry that has rung through the ages. Oh! And then a rocket sprang and bang shot blind, and another Roman candle burst, and it was like a sigh of oh. And everyone cried. Oh, in raptures it gushed out of it, a stream of rain gold hair threads. And they shed, and they were all greeny, dewy stars falling with golden, oh, so lively, oh, so soft, sweet, soft. And then all melted away dewily in the grey air. All was silent. She glanced at him as she bent forward quickly, a pathetic little glance of piteous protest, of shy reproach under which he coloured like a girl. And he was leaning back against the rock with a bowed head before those young guileless eyes, and that hand in his pocket. Oh, what a brute he had been. At it again. A fair, unsullied soul had called out to him, and wretch that he was, how had he answered? An utter cad he had been, and he of all men.
And as poor Mr. Bloom sags, feeling Gertie's silent reproach for his depraved beastliness, he turns away and sees on the strand a dismal, rusting street sign, the Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Wine fizzling, gin sizzling, booze guzzling existences. Come on, you doggone bull-necked, beetle-browed, hog-jowled, peanut-brained, weaselly-eyed flower flushes, false alarms and excess baggage. What's wrong with drinking? If you're against drink, how can you be for art? Even the most ignorant, rotten wreck of a Philistine becomes an artist of sorts as soon as they're drunk. The labourer throws off the weight that has been put upon him. The secretary ignores middle management. The drunk becomes a subversive, looks at the 10 Commandments and sees the joke. Rise, comrades! Rise above your station as long as your legs will support you!
And Bloom sees in Stephen Dedalus the image of his lost son, Rudy.
He would be that age now, Rudy.
And Bloom follows Stephen, determined faithfully to watch over him. But as Stephen heads towards Dublin's night town, houses of ill repute built with the bricks of religion, Bloom loses sight of him. He passes spectral shadows, drunken harpies. He sees a street sign, Karanga Happy Road.